Hello everyone, it's Connal Finlay here, the owner and director of the Cellar store down in New Zealand, and welcome to today's episode of the Cellar TV. So, what we're going to be trying today is the Wilford Estate, which is one of my favourite producers in all of America at the moment, in all honesty. And so these guys are from Long Island, particularly right in the heart of sort of the Hamptons area in Long Island, which of course is in New York State. And so this particular wine is their red blend, their Sagaponack red blend, and so it's a Bordeaux blend for those of you that are interested. So it's Merlot. I believe it doesn't actually say here on the label, but I believe that, so this is the 2013 vintage, by the way. I believe off the top of my head it's about 40% Merlot, Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon. I think there might be sort of 30% Cabernet Sauvignon, another 20% Cabernet Franc, and then a little bit of Petit Verdot in there as well. So very interesting sort of red wine, but a very sort of classic, as I say, sort of Bordeaux blend, that Merlot Cabernet Sauvignon blend. But the Cabernet Franc for me here in particular, it really sings and sort of brings it all out, but you definitely do have that sort of plushness and sort of richness that a really ripe and exciting Merlot will give you as well. So, and I'd like to have a sort of little special plug out to this, because I think for $30 or $35 online, New Zealand that is, online, that's really good value, and especially for all the sort of the richness, the complexity, and sort of that ripeness and sort of concentration that we are getting in the glass, which I'm going to get to in a moment. $30, $35 on the shelf, that's an absolute bang for buck as far as sort of other Bordeaux blends are coming out of sort of New Zealand and Australia at the moment. They can be a little bit astringent, a little bit sort of boring and lackluster, but this at that sort of price point, stellar quality and value, that is. Anyway, let's give it a little smell. So it's very much like your classic sort of Merlot, more Merlot based sort of wine. You are definitely getting a lot of those plums. There's quite a lot of sort of black cherries, sort of those juicy black cherries and sort of macerated black cherries, you know. Definitely a lot of sort of those red plum characteristics coming through, a little bit of black plum. Quite a bit of blackberry as well. There's that sort of plushness, that sort of richness, and especially as it sort of opens up a little bit in here, as I sort of swirl it around, those sort of Cabernet Sauvignon characteristics, so sort of blackcurrant and sort of leathery and sort of spicy and graphite sort of characteristics are definitely coming through quite a bit here as well. And so there's a little bit of oak. I mean, I think up to a year in oak, I think it was. Don't quote me there. All the information is below. Of course, once you go and click on the product page, which will have got all the information below for you. So I think it's about a year in oak, and you can definitely start to smell that oak coming through. So there is that vanilla-ness, that vanilla note coming through. A bit of those sort of spicy, there's sort of that toasted caramel, just in the background, just a hint of it. Just a hint of it. And a little bit of sort of blackened vanilla bean, which is very cool. Anyway, let's give it a taste. So being Merlot predominant, it's very important here, because it does allow, instead of Cabernet Sauvignon predominant, it's because the Merlot, especially this really quite rich and ripe Merlot, it's very well structured, very juicy, very plush, and Merlot, for those that aren't really necessarily familiar with it, Merlot is known as that sort of plush, or that textural grape varietal. If you're wanting those sort of soft tannins, those sort of juicy, those quintessential red wine aspects to it, as I say, those sort of juicy and soft aspects, then that's Merlot. And here in particular, this is really coming through. But that little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, that is adding a little bit more, not just colour, but there's quite a bit more sort of tannin and a little bit more acidity. And I have to say the Cabernet Franc element is very wise, especially having, I think it's about 20 to 25% of the overall blend, and that's adding a little bit more sort of aromatics, a little bit more sort of peppiness, a little bit more sort of zestiness, as it were. Well, not zesty as in like lemon or lime, but a little bit more sort of freshness. And they are adding, especially on the palate, I got quite a bit of sort of dried red currant flavors coming through, a little bit of red plum, and quite a bit of sort of vanilla and sort of those toasty oaky notes coming through as well, which is very, very exciting. So I can't really stress it enough that this is one of the most great value sort of Cabernet Merlot, Bordeaux blends that we've got on our website at the moment, on our online wine store. And this is absolutely stunning. So this has been the Wilford Estate, their classic, their estate red blend. This is from the 2013 vintage Merlot Cabernet wine, Bordeaux wine. And so please do like away, comment away, that's much appreciated. If you've liked the video, please do subscribe and check out a few of our other videos, because there's quite a few up there already, as well as quite a few coming. So we're always uploading another video or two every sort of week, every week. New other tasting videos, not just wines from New York, and also other wines from USA, Australia, Austria, Italy, anywhere basically. You know, we're always just up for showcasing new and exciting wines and a whole bunch of new different sort of projects as well. Very, very exciting. So please do, as I say, like away, comment away, and please, of course, share with all your other wine-loving friends and family. It's much appreciated. I'm Connal. This has been the Cellar TV. Cheers.